What is up, guys? Welcome back to a new video. Since we got such good feedback on our last one, me and Gabby have decided to do another Q&A today. Gabby and I, as most of you know, have recently become certified personal trainers, which means we get a lot of fitness-based questions on our Instagram. So we've decided to answer your most frequently asked questions. We put a story on our Instagram recently asking for your questions, so thank you for everyone that sent them in. We went through and selected which ones we thought were the most common misconceptions, and we've made some notes. So don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment down below, and without further ado, let's get the video started. Question 1. What are ways to help build healthy eating habits? Gabby's going to take this one.
Okay, so basically, to see a change, you need to make a change. It might be really uncomfortable at first, especially if you're so intuitive with what you're already doing in your life. So it's pushing past that uncomfortable feeling of, let's say you want to wake up 30 minutes earlier every single day. You start off with 5 and then 10, 15, then 20. So when you're trying to create habits, you don't want to try and create all of them at the same time. It's a lot easier to tie habits together. So an example would be every time you work out, you drink 2 glasses of water before the workout and 2 glasses of water after the workout. That way your body and your mind register, okay, working out and water, drinking more water goes together. So yeah, take it little by little. I would say don't do everything at once because you're kind of setting yourself up for failure at that point. Also, don't believe in the whole, it takes 21 days to create a habit. No, it takes much longer sometimes, especially like I said, if some of these habits are ingrained into you and to who you are as a person, and trying to change that takes some time. So be patient with yourself and set up goals and habits that you can accomplish little by little. Okay,
hardest part of our fitness journey, we're both going to answer this one. So mind if I go first?
Go first.
Yeah. Okay, so there's 2 things really for me that's been the hardest in my past. Most difficult thing I've found is trying to reach my target goal whilst being a dancer. So my target goal has always been be a bit bigger, a bit more muscly, have a bit more size, but that's really difficult because our jobs tend to involve a lot of cardio. Now cardio burns fat and it also burns muscle, so it's really hard to eat a lot of calories and go to the gym a lot when you're already exhausted from dancing, and every time you go to the gym you're burning it off, whatever gains that you've got, because you're doing so much cardio. So it's really difficult to get big whilst being a dancer. And then my second part is I've always struggled with my diet, so I often sabotage myself, sabotage my great training regime with food that doesn't help me, like chocolate and cake.
I think for me, it's going to have to be that time after college. In college, I was told I needed to lose weight because my professor saw that I had so much potential in this industry, and I just needed to be a smaller size. I didn't know it then, but that did bring on a little bit of scarring. So I really didn't have the healthiest relationship with my body or food. So it was just a period of a few years where I was just trying to be so stick thin, and I was being really restrictive with food, and none of that really helped. But it's been recently that I've been grateful to have developed that kind of relationship and just be able to appreciate all that my body does and realize that food is fuel and it's all part of just having energy to do what I need to do.
Okay, next one. What does one need to do to start their fitness journey? Okay, I'm going to take this question and I'll split it into four goals that you need to do. Number 1, you need to start with a goal. What do you want to achieve? Whether it's fat loss, whether it's muscle gain, a healthier diet, you need to know what you want to do. And more specifics, how much weight do you want to lose? In what time frame do you want to achieve it by? How much muscle do you want to gain in how many months? Have a specific goal. Step 2, plan out the time to make that change. Whether you're going to the gym in early morning, planning the food that you're going to buy from the store, planning what you're going to be making each night of the week for your meals. Calorie counting apps can be really helpful for this, counting how many calories you're getting during the day, making sure that you have a plan and you have the time to input that plan. Step 3 would be motivation and accountability. You want to stick to your goal. Finding someone to encourage you can be really helpful, whether it's a friend or a family member, to get you up in the morning, to get you to achieve that goal or get on the lines to doing it. Videos, quotes, alarms, reminders, any of these things, anything you can think of that's going to help motivate you to go out and achieve your goal. And then number 4 would be to just start it and remember that it's okay, that it's difficult, because it will be, it's a new thing, and you may fall behind on a plan. Just make sure you get back on it, and there's no race. Your only competition is you.
I really love what Joel said about accountability, especially during this time. I mean, I've been in lockdown, whatever, for the past almost 9 months now, and I think switching my mindset to thinking of working out as being medication, you know, working out is just as important as taking my asthma medication or my vitamins in the morning, or as important as brushing my teeth. So if you tie those two together, that it's something that should become part of your daily regime versus, oh, I need to work out because I want to do this. It just makes it a lot easier.
What kind of exercises should I be doing to lose weight around the stomach, including after childbirth? The person we got this question from had just had twins, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, had just had twins, so how to strengthen the muscles around the abdomen.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't spot reduce, meaning if I want to go in and do a workout, I'm going to be thinking so hard about trying to lose weight around my stomach or try and lose weight around my arms. Unfortunately, like I said, it doesn't work like that. Your body will lose inches or lose the fat wherever it needs to do so. But some exercises to help after childbirth, you really just want to, I've never given birth, but you really just need to give time to strengthen your pelvic floor muscles, strengthening the abdominals, so a lot of bridges, planks, a lot of belly breathing, deep belly breathing exercises. Kegel exercises can help too, but again, that's isolating just to those pelvic floor muscles. Also, just any exercises that involve using the entire core, your entire trunk.
Which is most exercises.
Yeah, so using your trunk and strengthening that as a whole, so not just your stomach, is really going to increase fat loss because you're trying to recruit more muscles, and you end up sweating more and burning more calories.
The common misconception is that abs are just your six-pack, whereas you have an entire core musculature that involves a lot of muscles around here.
Absolutely. So a lot of people assume that it's just the six-pack. No, you have that abdominals there. You have the transverse, the ones that wrap around, like a corset, so that also involves your back. You have the erector spinae, which are muscles that run all along your back.
And
your
obliques as well.
Your obliques, so it's just your pelvic floor, your psoas. It's just so much more than people think, and strengthening that entire trunk is going to allow you to do exercises, the harder exercises or lifting heavier weights. It's going to allow you to do them more efficiently and more effectively as well.
Brilliant. All right, our next question is, should I plan workouts / track my progress? I'm going to take this one. Simply, absolutely, yes. Seeing progress encourages motivation, so taking photos and comparing yourself to your previous self is paramount. It's very important, and I say comparing yourself to your previous self because it is absolutely futile to compare yourself to somebody else, because you're never going to reach that, because they have got a completely different body. You can use someone as motivation, like, oh, I want to have a body like them, but don't aim to have somebody else's body, because you never will, because you may just be just as fit as somebody else, but you will never look like them because you have a different body. So only ever compare yourself to yourself in the past. So that's very important. Also, planning workouts helps to hold you accountable to completing them. Walking in without having planned a workout into a gym, into wherever you work out, is the hardest thing to do. I've done it before, and I hate it because nothing holds me to do the workout, and I end up messing around and I don't work as hard. I just kind of, faff around with different exercises, and I don't get as good a workout. Also, tracking your workouts allows you to know what affects what. If you get stronger in one particular area, you know how it happened because you wrote it down on a previous workout. You know exactly why your certain areas are getting stronger, so then you can then put those exercises back into another workout so you can get more stronger in that area. And lastly, writing down how many reps you did on an exercise or how heavy your weight was allows you, it gives you a sense of accomplishment and a target to beat in the future, which increases your motivation and in turn adherence as well to your program. If you don't have that, you don't know how well you did 6 months ago, so you don't really have any motivation to get any better. So make sure you're writing these down and tracking your progress. Should I work out every day and how long should I rest for?
Okay, so that really all just depends on what your goals are and what kind of training you're doing. It's recommended to get at least 30 minutes of movement a day, so that's just the bare minimum. But if you are going into like 60 to 30 minute workouts with resistance training, weight training, it takes about 12 to 72 hours for the muscles to fully recover. So let's say you're doing like a split routine throughout the week. You work on upper body one day, let's say Tuesday, and then you work on lower body on Wednesday. Those can be done back to back just because you are targeting different parts of the body. But when it comes to resting, I would say make sure you get quality sleep. Quality meaning 7 to 9 hours of solid sleep. A lot of people think that losing weight or fat loss, gaining muscle mass comes just strictly from your diet and how much time you spend working out. Sleep is also extremely important because that time is when your muscles are recovering.
You actually build muscle when you're asleep, not at the gym.
Yeah. And it also affects your appetite. So when you don't get quality sleep, you're increasing the hormone that makes you want to eat more, and you're decreasing the hormone that makes you feel full. You just need to sleep enough and allow yourself that time to really recover. It is possible to work out 6 times a week. A lot of people do it. I think we've done it at some points.
More towards the bodybuilders and more experienced athletes. I wouldn't recommend doing it when you're first starting.
Yeah, if you're barely starting out with your fitness journey, I would say, start with 2 to 3 times a week. That way your body takes time to adjust, and then from there you can start adding on more workout time and increasing the days that you do a workout.
Great. Okay, so the next question is kind of similar to that. Gabby talked about, should I work out every day and how long should you rest for? This question is, how long should you work out when you work out? I think I will dip into a bit of what Gabby said as well. And the simple answer is depends how far you are into your fitness journey and how you feel on the day. If you're new, start with small sessions, like Gabby said, 2 to 3 times a week, half an hour even to introduce it into your body. It doesn't need to be like an hour and a half every time. There's no minimum or maximum time you need to work out. It's completely up to you. It's personal to your body. As you develop, you can extend your sessions, but you never really need more than an hour and a half. Like after that, your body starts to really decrease and you're not going to get as much function out of it as you would earlier in the session. It's completely your preference on the day. If you're exhausted after 40 minutes because you've gone really hard, then call it quits. If you still feel like you've got a bit of energy, then carry on. It's really, honestly, it's completely up to you. There's no program you need to stick to. You need to take the signs that your body is telling you. Just be careful not to exhaust yourself too much, taking energy away from the rest of the day if it's in the morning, because you need energy as you go on, making sure you eat enough as well. And rest concern, I'm just going to dip into a bit of what Gabby said. It depends on how many sessions you're doing a week. If you do 5 intense sessions a week as an experienced gym goer, you're going to need enough time to make sure that your body can heal. That's a lot, so that's enough sleep, enough food, enough rest in between, and making sure you're not working consecutive body parts on consecutive days. You need at least 2 to 3 days per week as a general rule, I would say, unless you're that experienced and you know what your body needs. As a general rule, work different muscle groups on different days. That way you're not, even when you're doing an X session, the muscle group that you worked the day before still gets a chance to rest even though you're working out. So make sure that that's a priority. And last of all, DOMS, which is delayed onset muscle soreness, otherwise known as the pain that you experience after you work out when your muscles are tired, usually lasts from 12 to 72 hours after a workout. So it's different for all people. It can affect you up to 3 days afterwards. So It really depends on you. If you feel like you can go again, then you can go again, but I would recommend that you wait till the pain stops. If not, work a different muscle group in the meantime. Do I need to vary workouts to see results?
Yeah, so during this time I've changed my mindset when it comes to working out. I don't see it as just individual workouts that I've pulled off of Instagram or off of YouTube. I like to think of working out as training now. Simple exercises like squats, deadlifts, planks, push-ups, they're all super effective, and that's why you see so many people continuously doing them. You might see a variety of them, but they still all go back to the simple exercises. And notice how I say simple, not easy, not basic. They're just the foundational exercises. So to vary your exercises, you actually need a solid foundation and a good grasp of what your body is doing in space before you progress the exercise or try to vary it. Get a solid foundation first, and then you can start changing the amount of reps, the amount of sets that you do, the time under tension, meaning how long your muscles are under tension, and the tempo. All of that will be really effective with changing up your workout and changing up your exercise. So when you start doing those different variables, changing up those variables, your body is adjusting to the new stimuli. So it might be the same exercise, but your body's adjusting to the new demands that you're placing on it. Also, just adding variations to the simple exercises is going to keep exercising fun. Yeah, you keep your mind sharp, keep your body sharp, and yeah, exercising should be fun because it's what's going to keep you coming back to do it.
It's a very common question that gets asked to everyone. How do I get a six-pack?
Okay. Well, guess what? You all have a six-pack. We all have one. Technically speaking, we all have those abdominal muscles. The rectus abdominis, again to get technical. Those are the muscles that line parallel up and down. I guess the real question should be how do I strengthen my trunk or my core, or if you're just trying to be aesthetic about it, how do I let my abs become visible? Everybody is different, but I guess the best way, or one of the most effective ways, is doing compound exercises. And those are the exercises that require more muscle recruitment and are targeting more muscles in the body. So that's more effective because you are using your core to, let's say, to deadlift or to squat heavier weights. You're using your core to stabilize, and that's going to be more effective rather than doing a million crunches a day. It also depends what your diet looks like and what you're eating on a daily basis.
What type of training do I need to do to increase muscle mass? So I'm going to take this one because it's something that I have looked into a lot because it's my kind of thing as well. Muscle gain or gaining size or hypertrophy is done through heavy weight, low repetition. So there aren't specific exercises that your body recognizes as muscle building exercises that will build muscle more than others. There's just exercises that will work more muscles. So these are called compound exercises. So these are things like deadlifts, weighted squat, pull-ups, bench press. Compound just means it works more than one muscle at one time. Isolation movements, for example a bicep curl, just concentrates on one muscle. So yeah, focusing on your compound exercises with heavier weight, low repetitions will help increase your size and strength. However, this will not help you bulk or put on size without changing your diet. Obviously, since you're using more energy through the heavier exercises, you're going to need to take in more calories and energy as well to compensate for that, especially protein, so that the body can convert this protein into muscle. If you're talking about seriously bulking, the more you eat whilst training, the bigger you will get, but also the more fat you will have on you as well. This is why people go onto a cut, so that they can lose the fat whilst maintaining the muscle underneath. But that's more of like quite a heavy thing along the way as you get more experience. For now, it's just important to keep that maintenance and just maybe be in a little bit of a calorie surplus. That way you can build the muscles slowly over time and you're not going to be putting on too much weight. What type of training do I need to do to lose weight? Opposite.
So yeah, the exact opposite. But for weight loss, sometimes it's recommended to do higher reps, lower weight, but not low enough weight to the point where it's not, little 2-pounders aren't going to get you where you need to go. So that brings me to say, I think resistance training or weight training is the way to go when it comes to weight loss. So if it's kind of recommended by me at least to invest in 10 to 15 pound dumbbells, or if not, looking around the house for weighted items. I had mentioned earlier that exercises that require more muscle recruitment are going to be more effective, just because you are working more of the body, so that's going to end up burning more calories. I know a lot of people think, yeah, I need to lose weight, I need to do a bunch of cardio, let me hop on the treadmill for 30 minutes, an hour, when that's not really as effective as doing, maybe 5 to 6 exercises with a set of dumbbells. Even we've noticed that when we do a workout with dumbbells, so weight training or resistance training, we end up burning more calories than if we do just a 30-minute cardio workout. So if you are short on time, I would recommend maybe doing like a circuit of 7 to 8 exercises. That's going to be more effective than, like I said, being on the treadmill.
How does exercise help with mental health? We're both going to answer this one in part. I'm going to start by saying physical exercise releases endorphins. Endorphins are like your body's natural antibiotics, so they help clean out your body, heal things that need to be healed, and make you feel good, which will make you leave your exercise routine feeling positive with a sense of accomplishment and just a general feeling of happiness.
So even though exercise isn't the exact cure to anxiety or depression, it can relieve a lot of symptoms. I know for me, I can't remember where I read it, but sometimes action relieves anxiety, and I've noticed that for me, especially during this time. There's times where you can just feel so helpless, and there's so many things you feel like you can't control. The beautiful thing is there are things that you can control, and being able to get up and move your body is one of those things. So even just going out for a quick stroll at the park or around the block, for a solid 20-30 minutes, that's going to help. And it really can just lift your spirits. I mean, it's an attempt to try and relieve those symptoms that anxiety and depression can bring on. Exercise can diffuse anxious energy, and also working out can regulate adrenaline, meaning your fight or flight response to danger. So yeah, if you are feeling any of those, just getting up and moving your body, just shaking it around might even help.
Yeah, simple tasks will give you a sense of accomplishment, whether it's creating a little list on your phone, even if it's like making your bed in the morning, doing bits and bobs, and a workout being one of those things, is something to tick off to make you feel proud of yourself, to give yourself a sense of achievement, of accomplishment, and make you feel a little bit happier about your day. And then our final question here is a very common misconception, I'm going to answer this one, is what carbs are good for me? This was asked by my friend Jill, and she is not wrong. A lot of people do ask this question, and I'd like to just clear this up, because carbs are not a good or bad thing. They are just a necessary part of our diet, just like protein and fats. We need them to maintain our body. Eating them in excess is what can lead people to think that carbs are bad for you. There are 4 calories per gram of carbohydrates, which is the same as protein. So no, carbs are not evil. They are just found in a lot of our most basic foods, such as bread, potatoes, and pasta, which are easy to consume in excess amounts. Okay? There is no such thing as a good or bad carb, it's just how much you eat of them. You need carbs to create adenosine triphosphate, which is just another way of saying energy for your body. So without that, you're not going to be able to create any energy. Also, fiber is found in carbs, which is vitally important for your digestion and your healthy bowel movements. So if you're thinking of cutting carbs to lose weight, which is what a lot of fad diets do at the moment, be aware that you may lack the fiber you need to have a healthy digestive system, and it may result in negative impacts. So just be aware of those kind of things.
There is something I forgot when it came to fat loss and losing weight. Balance training also helps, or even unilateral training, meaning you're only working one side of the body while the other one stabilizes. that requires even more muscle activation because you're trying to move one side while the other one is trying to get you to keep your balance. That also does cause more calorie burn. And then on top of that, being in a calorie deficit, meaning that you burn more calories than you consumed throughout the day. I wouldn't say get too obsessive about it. Maybe track what you eat for the first week or two. That way you understand serving size, portions, and you know exactly how much you should be eating and what's right for your body in order to get through the day. So yeah, just keep an eye on that. And there is one more point, I'm just forgetting everything that I was supposed to say. Oh, and then just understanding your energy needs, meaning your macros, that's also really important. So how much protein, carbs, and fat you are getting throughout the day. Yeah, it's just understanding all of that. I would suggest maybe going to a registered dietitian. Those are the people that are going to help you the most versus anyone else, even more than fit influencers who might just be feeding information, because everybody is different and everyone's macros are different. So what someone might be eating in a day, that's not necessarily what you might need or what you might want to eat in order to get through your day.
Alright, well that is all the questions that we have been asked, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been great for us. We've been being able to put our fitness knowledge to the test, and we're very excited about seeing how far that can take us. If you have any more questions, please feel free to ask us on our DM on Instagram, or leave a comment in the down below, and we will catch you in the next one.